Now on Nightside, police say one area of downtown is exploding in crime. The solution city leaders are now exploring to solve the problem.
We are finally drying out across the inland northwest after 3 wet and chilly days. I'll let you know what kind of weather is moving in for the Labor Day weekend.
And a Spokane church has become a one-stop shop for wildfire victims. The services they're offering to survivors. You're watching 4 News Now, Nightside. Thanks so much for staying up with us here tonight. I'm Jordan Smith. Kirsten O'Connor has the night off. From offering mental health services or being connected to verified contractors, Redemption Church over in Medical Lake is quickly becoming the hub of resources for those who have been impacted by the Gray Fire. New on Nightside tonight, our Rania Kaur explains the role they're serving and what they want people to know.
I lived in my house for 23 years, raised my kids, and to know that there's nothing there, that's difficult.
When her home turned to ash, Debbie Beal says she was left with nothing but questions.
It's like you need a list of where to go, what are you supposed to do, when something like this happens and you don't know what you're supposed to do.
That's where Redemption Church came in.
In talking with our mayor and with a few other people, there didn't seem to be an easy and viable place for us to get aid to the community in one stop.
The church has become a one-stop shop, whether it's to register for the Red Cross, receive mental health services, or to get necessities from the Salvation Army canteen.
So we've had lots of people in here, some good partners who have come alongside to help people, and we're just trying to make sure we make those connections and give people what they need.
From contractors to lawyers, lead pastor Nick Hawkins says they're in it for the long run.
This is our town. These folks are our family and our community. And so we really felt like, there's sometimes where people go to church and there's sometimes to just be the church, be the helping hand that people need, right? And that's what we're here to do.
To answer the questions for people like Debbie, navigating where to go.
The people that want to help you, and it's amazing. It's just overwhelming, but it's just amazing. And our little town always comes together.
And just another amazing gesture that we've seen over in the Medical Lake and responding to those who've been impacted by the Gray and the Elk fires. Tomorrow, Redemption Church is hosting a free community dinner catered by volunteers for the fire victims. Starting next week, Salvation Army will be giving out prepared meals in Redemption Church's parking lot. For more information on that, you can click on this story on KXLY.com. 2 Spokane organizations are teaming up to collect essential hygiene items for the people who have been impacted by both the Gray and Oregon Road fires. On Thursday, trucks were loaded with boxes containing things like shampoo, body wash, razors, and much more. This round of donations is headed north to New Hope Resource Center, who have been helping people impacted by the Oregon Road fire. Gianna Swanson with New Hope says these hygiene items are vital to ease the burden of an already stressful and expensive tragedy.
One of the most heart-wrenching things was we opened on Sunday right after the fire, and one family was so thankful just to have their toothbrush, just to have clean toothbrushes.
And if you'd like to still donate, Beauty Share and Inland Power are still accepting donations of hygiene products. And we have an Amazon wish list and areas that you can donate in person listed on our website, KXLY.com. Well, we'll send things over to meteorologist Chris Crocker. We've seen kind of a change in weather. We went from hot to rain. Chris, what can we expect as we get closer to the weekend?
Well, we are going to split the difference, keeping our temperatures seasonable, and we will say goodbye to these showers that have lingered a little longer than we thought because this front just became stationary today. We saw a fair amount of rain through the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area, and we still have a few spots where we're getting some light precipitation. As we take a look at our forecast radar, starting off at our current time, we still have a few more showers to move through in the early morning hours, mainly west of Spokane in the Columbia Basin and up into the Okanagan area before we finally dry out for Friday, and we'll see our skies clear as well. We've had 3 very cool days across the inland northwest, and today temperatures were running between 5 and 10 degrees below average around the region, actually a little more than 10 degrees below average in Spokane. It did make it up to 70 in Bonners Ferry and Sandpoint. It was 77 today in Lewiston, only 62 in Ritzville, 77 in Omak. In your Friday planner, you may wake up with overcast conditions, possibly even a little patchy fog where we've received the rain. Then the sun will start bursting out by mid-morning and into a gorgeous Friday afternoon and evening. High temperature of 81 degrees, feeling a little more like summer as we start meteorological fall tomorrow. I'll let you know if this nice weather is going to stick around through your Labor Day weekend in just a few minutes. Jordan.
All right, Chris, thanks so much for that. The wildfires brought so much tragedy to families in our region, and volunteers in Spokane County are reaching every corner of the disaster right now. Red Cross volunteers say they will continue to help rebuild the community together. Red Cross Executive Director Lacey Clark says volunteering is important right now, especially in the recovery process. Clark says the community has raised over $300,000, and that money will be used for meals, mental health services, as well as health services. Clark says that every skill matters and training is required to be a volunteer.
It depends on what they desire to do. So we have volunteers that help with our staffing. We have volunteers that help with our external relations, volunteers that are helping in our shelters that are very client facing. And so each one of those positions requires a little bit different training.
And once training is done, volunteers are eligible to help other communities who might be going through similar tragedy. Red Cross Executive Director says that the organization is looking for bilingual volunteers to help every community. And you can find out how to sign up to be a volunteer on our website, again, kxoy.com. Many of the fire victims that we've spoken to over in Medical Lake and Elk say that they're staying with friends or family or looking for temporary homes as they rebuild. Slumber Spokane, a vacation home rental company, is working directly with local insurance companies to get people who are displaced by these fires back into housing. And impacted families, no matter their insurance situation, can get into a fully furnished home. The rentals are fully furnished, ready for impacted families to move into as they begin to start over.
We worked with a couple families, which has just been really close to my heart because I'm from Spokane, and so it's been tough to get those calls, but just know, like, we're with you, we're here, and we want to help.
And Newman says don't hesitate to reach out. They're willing to work with anyone displaced and to help find a solution. Slumber Spokane works directly with insurance companies, and their contact information, that'll be on our website, kxoy.com. And besides clothing and food, you might also want to consider donating things that help families forget about their trouble, at least for a little while, like Shirley Prissell, who knows what it's like to lose everything.
Donated the movie tickets, and you can't have popcorn without a movie without popcorn, so I put a little cash in each envelope.
Prissell lost her home in a fire when she was 7 years old, and while years have passed since this tragedy, it still hits home to her. Her goal is now to help give families a reason to smile again.
What it's like as a child to not have your toys that you had. You know, some of them lost animals and stuff, so it's just, you know, just little fun things to do.
Well, time for a look at First Sports. I'm Julian Minnesome. The ACC will meet on Friday morning to discuss and possibly vote on adding Stanford and Cal to the conference. Both schools have been linked to the ACC for about a month following the collapse of the Pac-12. Travel costs and other financial factors are being taken into consideration. The ACC presidents discussed adding both schools 3 weeks ago, but did not vote, knowing they didn't have the 12 of 15 votes needed for expansion. Florida State, Clemson, North Carolina, and North Carolina State were against adding schools. Now, this appears to be Stanford and Cal's last chance at joining a power conference. If they do not join the ACC, that opens the possibility for a Pac-12 rebuild with Washington State and Oregon State. Live in the studio, Julian Minnesome, 4 News Now Sports.
Certainly a major story we've been tracking for a while, Julian. Thanks for that. Hundreds of people lost their homes in the Gray and Oregon Road fires. The emergency has passed, but the recovery will take months, even years. Living through such a tragedy can bring on stress and anxiety that's hard to predict. Taking care of your mental health is important. The Red Cross is offering disaster-related mental health services to those affected by the recent wildfires. The organization says the grief people may be experiencing is normal, and they're here to help both listen and to help. A mental health specialist with the Red Cross says people who are affected by the wildfires share similar struggles.
Just trouble concentrating, sleeping. You can have what's called intrusive thoughts, where you're not trying to think about what happened, but those memories come back. You can even have physical sensations.
The Red Cross is stationed at different organizations to offer help. A nurse with the Red Cross says taking the time to breathe and rest is important. Other organizations that are offering mental health resources are the Salvation Army, Redemption Church, Country Church of the Open Bible, and Foundations Family Support. U.S. schools are dealing with a shortage of mental health support staff amid a growing need that has some institutions getting creative. The Washington Post reports the nation needs 77,000 more school counselors and almost as many psychologists. That's in addition to a shortage of tens of thousands of school and social workers. And the problem is getting worse. So to help, some universities are expanding or modifying their counseling programs. California and other states are offering scholarships. And Chicago Public Schools is training nurses to address mental health. Some experts do say that mental health is too sensitive an issue for people without graduate degrees to handle. Police say one area of downtown Spokane is now exploding with crime. We'll tell you the solutions city leaders are now exploring to solve this problem. Plus, a man ambushed and tased on his own front porch in South Seattle, and it was all caught on his Ring camera. That story's coming up next on Nightside.
4 News Now on your time with Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Is it your day to water? Know if you are odd or even and be water-wise this summer.
If something's missing in your morning without a McDonald's breakfast, then try a new bagel sandwich. With fluffy egg, melty cheese, and your choice of a steak patty with grilled onion or bacon or sausage, well, those will fill the void deliciously. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Still catching feelings, hey. You feel like summer, baby, dancing near the lobby. Still catching feelings for you. Feels for you. Feelings for you. Feelings for you. You feel like summer, baby. Still catching feelings for you.
Start your day with Good Morning Northwest and
Good Morning America. Pop the champagne, humanity. We've done it.
Celebrate your night with big winners, shocking thrills, and living legends.
You know, I've always thought of you as Dave Jr.
Every hair on my body is standing up right now.
Jimmy Kimmel Live, weeknights on ABC.
This Labor Day weekend, the 1 cent tent event is on at Foothills Mazda. 1 cent down delivers any new or used vehicle, and 1 cent fills the tank with gas. Only at Foothills Mazda. Bad credit? Don't sweat it. All applications accepted. Check out the specials under the tent. Many vehicles under 20 grand. The 1 cent tent event. Today through Monday. And we're open Sunday for this special event. Foothills Mazda. Just east of Division on North Foothills Drive.
You feel like summer, baby, dancing near the lobby. Still catching feelings for you. Feels for you. Feelings for you.
Hey! Start your day with Good Morning Northwest and
Good Morning America.
I think they like each other.
I'm Charles. Lunch?
Vanessa, I like lunch.
Give in to deliciousness. Buy one craveable classic and get another one for $1. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
4 News Now. Expect more on air, online, and on the app.
Thanks for staying up with Nightside. Here are 4 things to know about your weather. We are going to be drying out tonight. Finally, may see some lingering showers through early tomorrow morning, but then the sunshine starts coming out as we get into mid to late morning. High temperatures tomorrow will be in the 80s in most locations. The potential for some Labor Day rain, it's looking less likely, but we could still see some showers. Here's what's going on over the next 48 hours. We have this area of low pressure that has been tracking down the coast, and that helped bring up the moisture over today. That is going to continue sinking to the south. Here's Friday at 6 o'clock. That is going to leave us in dry conditions with some dry air coming in from the north. Then we have some warmer air coming up from the south. That's going to help boost our temperatures nicely on Friday and into Saturday. before a cold front comes through on Sunday into Monday. That's going to cool things down and bring us a slight chance of showers. Here's a look at your Labor Day weekend forecast. 85 on Saturday. Now, right now, I just have a 20% chance of showers because this cold front looks like it's mainly going to bring some showers to the mountain areas. At least that's what it looks like now. It is, however, going to drop our temperatures quite a bit from 85 on Saturday down to 72 on Labor Day. So if you're heading out camping, make sure you take a sweatshirt along with you. You might be fooled if you are looking at the temperatures for just Saturday. Overnight lows tonight. It's going to be another cool night around the region, 40s and 50s. Highs tomorrow, mostly in the 80s, 78 in Pullman, really the only exception. Here's another look at your forecast through Labor Day. Beyond, back to work and school in the comfort zone in the 70s with partly cloudy skies. Jordan?
Some good information as we get closer to Labor Day. Chris, thanks for that. Because millions of people are hitting the road or taking to the skies this Labor Day weekend. The FAA says it could be the third busiest travel weekend of the year. Seattle is one of the top 5 destinations next to Orlando, Anchorage, New York, and Las Vegas. That's according to AAA. But some travel plans will likely be affected to some extent by bad weather, including the aftermath of Hurricane Idalia.
There's always going to be some amount of cancellations that happen as long as we have bad weather on the schedule.
So for those hitting the road, gas prices are up from last month. It's about $4.81 a gallon across Spokane and $4.11 over in Coeur d'Alene. Canada has issued a warning to its LGBTQ citizens about traveling to the United States, saying Canadians should be aware of certain state laws that may affect LGBTQ people. Those include bans on drag shows, restrictions on gender-affirming care, and participation in sporting events. The advisory also links to broader advice on laws that criminalize same-sex activities or target people based on sexual orientation or gender identity. The State Department responded by saying the U.S. is committed to promoting tolerance and inclusion. Major concerns are swirling around the corner of 2nd and Division here in Spokane near Catholic Charities. Police have said that they've witnessed a surge in drugs and street-level prostitution, saying the area is in, quote, full-on crisis mode. Police, along with the Catholic Charities CEO Rob McCann on your screen there, shared their findings during a Public Safety Committee meeting Tuesday night in front of City Council members. McCann's warning the council members, quote, it's getting to the point where someone is going to get killed in the area. McCann says the majority of the crime happening around his housing complex are not being committed by the residents themselves. In fact, he's saying they're primarily the victims.
You know, we need to, these are drug dealers and human traffickers. They have weapons, they show weapons, they flash weapons, they are assaulting each other, but mostly they're preying on the residents and the clients at House of Charity and our housing. Our people who are living in these buildings are afraid to even come out because they're going to get beat up or they're going to get curb stopped or whatever.
And McCann told council members that Catholic Charities spends about $1.5 million on private security, and he says those services are either laughed at or threatened. So during Tuesday's meeting, several solutions were posed, including clearing out those streets and turning Catholic Charities into more of a campus. Catholic Charities could be paying commissioned officers to patrol the area, or even something as simple as adding fencing. But no solution was ultimately decided upon. Over on the west side, a man ambushed and tased in South Seattle. Jackie Kent has the story.
2 masked armed robbers ambush a man on the front porch of his home in South Seattle.
Right now, everything you got.
Pointing a gun, then tasing the man repeatedly. The victim's wife tells Como News off camera the thieves got away with a gold chain, wallet, and car keys. They believe the suspects had been watching them shop at King Plaza, then followed them to the home about 1.5 miles away in Beacon Hill.
I feel sad for the victim because he's immigrant. My family's refugee and immigrant.
Louis Prasuth is the creative director at the Goodfoot Arts Collective in King Plaza. The organization works to prevent youth violence through arts and education with after-school programs to offer kids a safe space in South Seattle.
This is an area where we feel neglected. There's not a lot of attention here.
The tasing victim's family worries the suspects may be targeting Asian families coming from the plaza. This comes as police investigate a surge in home invasions across the South Precinct, the suspects robbing vulnerable Asian adults.
We are seeing that it's a group of 3 to 7 black males in their teens. These suspects, they are armed.
Tonight, Seattle police say as of now, the tasing incident is not believed to be connected. Still, Prairie-Sooth adds property crime and even violence toward vulnerable groups here are common. And because of the reported lack of police resources, Prairie-Sooth states these businesses rely on each other to deter crime.
The compounding issues with COVID, mental health, lack of resources. So we want to have a holistic response to this.
Reporting in South Seattle, Jackie Kent, KOMO News.
Still ahead here, why the FDA has sent warning letters to 3 of the top infant formula makers. That's coming up next on Nightside.
Stream 4 News now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
Global Credit Union got its start right here at Fairchild Air Force Base and now has branches worldwide. We are proud to honor our military members by wearing red on Fridays.
Red stands for Remember Everyone Deployed, and 4 News Now is joining Global by inviting you to wear red on Fridays, too.
Show your support for the men and women of our armed forces. Tell them and their families thank you for their service and for protecting our future.
Stop in any Global branch and pick up a red pin.
And then remember to wear red on Fridays from now until September 11th.
Wildfire season is here and we may be affected by smoke. Protect your health by being prepared. 1. Check current air quality and fire activity online and plan accordingly. 2. When it's smoky, limit or avoid time outdoors. And 3. Keep indoor air as clean as possible. Replace home air filters more often and set the air conditioner to the recirculate mode. For the latest information about wildfires and air quality, visit the Washington Smoke blog, wasmoke.blogspot.com.
It's the Ford Big Deal Labor Day sales event. With blockbuster savings this summer, it's kind of a big deal. Choose from big deals and great rates on new F-Series trucks, Bronco Sport, Escape, Edge, Explorer, and more. Make a big deal this summer at the Labor Day sales event. But here's the deal. It all ends September 4th. Lease a well-equipped 2023 F-150 for just $389 a month for 36 months, only at your local Ford dealer.
We're starting a movement. Well, technically a don't movement.
Because we work hard and want to relax harder.
It's the Labor Day sale. Save 30% on everything. Plus 0% interest until 2027.
We the stressed out will stretch out.
And we the planners plan to lay back.
Hurry in. Labor Day sale going on now. Lazy Boy. Long live the lazy.
4 News Now is brought to you by Flying S Title and Escrow.
Hurricane Idalia is now moving out into the Atlantic, leaving behind a path of destruction in several states, becoming deadly when a tree fell onto a man during cleanup in Georgia. At one point, Idalia's rain was dropping on 600 miles of the southeast from central Florida to North Carolina.
It was bad. It was heavy winds. Worst I've ever been in.
In Perry, Florida, officials are still assessing the scope of the devastation. Entire neighborhoods left underwater, buildings leveled. President Biden has signed a major disaster declaration freeing up federal funds to help with recovery down in Florida.
Rain today. We picked up 0.06 of an inch in Spokane. We are running below average year to date. Excuse me, I have the hiccups. 67 our high today compares to an average high of 79. This is our first day where our average high is in the 70s. 100 is our record. This is also the last day we've ever hit 100 degrees. The latest in the season. We've never had a 100-degree day in September. Temperature trend over the next 7 days. This white line is, or black line is average. We are going to be above average for a couple of days, and then that's it. We are down in the 70s through the rest of the 7-day forecast. Here's the 8 to 14-day forecast. Also happens to be September 8th through the 14th. We're just in this little bit of blue in part of the inland northwest. Most of the region is in gray, indicating average temperatures, but above average precipitation. Now, September is one of our very driest months, so even if we have one day of rain, we will end up with above average precipitation. But good to see as we are getting close to the end of our fire season. Pick of the night tonight is from Jerry Rawls, and this is very rare, a monarch butterfly. We have lots of swallow-tailed butterflies and butterflies that may look like monarch butterflies, but this was quite a treat to find this in his Spokane garden. Beautiful butterfly, and you can read all about it on my Facebook page. I'm going to go drink some water upside down. In the meantime, Jordan.
There's never a good time for hiccups, much less when you're about to be on TV.
No.
Chris, thanks for that. The FDA has sent warning letters to 3 of the top infant formula makers here in the U.S. In the letters sent to the companies Reckitt Mead, Johnson, Perrigo, and ByHeart, investigators say they found significant violations inside facilities during inspections dating back to last year, including finished formula product that tested positive for Chronobacter, which is the same bacteria that prompted Abbott to shut down its formula facility last year, leading to a nationwide formula shortage.
Bacteria growing from multiple sites, and many signs of a disappointing lack of attention to the culture of safety in this product that is so essential to the lives of our most precious people.
And to be clear, the FDA says products currently on the market are safe, but regulators want the 3 companies to take further action to prevent contamination in the future. Still ahead here, the mighty Idaho Vandals football team opened the season with a huge win down in Texas. We have the highlights from their game in Lamar coming up in sports.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
Live with Kelly and Mark. New season starts September 5th.
So many people have followed this story for so long, and this is the first time that Peyton Leitner is talking. Do you remember leaving the park to go to the woods?
This is the most unbelievable story I've ever heard. Who the heck is Slender Man?
The suspects lured the victim into the woods. What did you do?
If she saw this, what would you want to say to her?
Ooh. Friday, the David Muir 2-hour 2020 event at 9/8 Central on ABC.
The fresh timer starts the minute a tomato gets picked. That's why at Fred Meyer, we shorten the time from harvest to home. So no matter how you shop, you'll have more time to enjoy your fresh produce. Fred Meyer, fresh for everyone.
I'm Chad Young from theeasyhomebuyer.com, Spokane and Coeur d'Alene's easiest way to sell your house fast. If you have a few moments, I hope you'll give me the opportunity to make you an instant cash offer on your home. With theeasyhomebuyer.com, we will buy your house in as-is condition with no repairs, no closing costs, and no commissions. To get your no-obligation cash offer, give us a call or visit us online at theeasyhomebuyer.com.
Pick up the phone to inquire. Call the Easy Home Buyer.
You know, you've got it pretty good. Streaming this much stuff was never this easy.
Yes, let's go.
Nice eye thingies.
They're collagen boosters.
Get internet on the Xfinity 10G network made for streaming for $19.99 a month for 12 months. And add Now TV for $20. It's the best value in live TV and streaming.
You guys like this show too? Yes, chef!
Get way more into what you're into when you stream on the Xfinity 10G network.
At Fred Meyer, everyone wins when it comes to savings because you get the same great prices, deals, and rewards on pickup or delivery as you do in store. So no matter how you shop, everyone saves big. Fred Meyer, fresh for everyone.
Well, Idaho football is trying to recapture some of that magic from last season. Welcome into sports. I'm Julian Minnesell. The Idaho Vandals jumped on the scene last year, becoming one of the darlings of FCS football. In the first year under head coach Jason Eck, the team made the playoffs for the first time since 1995. Idaho won't sneak up on anybody this year. Everyone will be gunning for the Vandals, including Lamar University. Idaho and Lamar to open the season out in Beaumont, Texas. Vandals with the ball in the first quarter. Giovanni McCoy goes to Hayden Hatton for the first score of the game. Hatton is the Big Sky preseason offensive MVP, and he shows why right there. Now, Vandals running back Anthony Woods also had a huge game tonight. Woods turns the corner and gets into the end zone. Woods ran for 138 yards and a pair of touchdowns. The second one's going to come right here. Look at Woods on this play, practically so fast that he walks into the end zone. Woods gets his groove on also at the touchdown celebration. We love it. Now we go back to Hayden Hatton, who also had a pair of touchdowns in this game. The second one comes right before the half. It was all Idaho after this dive into the end zone by Hatton, leading 28-0 at halftime. Now we got to give the defense some love in this game too. They were phenomenal. Lamar quarterback Robert Coleman looking downfield. Marcus Harris reads him like a book. Harris with the interception, finally gets taken down around midfield, and then Jordan and I were talking about it watching this game. A lot of emotion from Harris right here as the Vandals win big 42-17. Next up for the Vandals, a matchup against Nevada on the road next Saturday. Washington State football has gone through all of the off-season practices, all of the team meetings, and all of the film sessions. Now all is left to do is play. The Cougars open the season on Saturday against a familiar opponent, Colorado State. The Cougars beat the Rams 38-7 last year, but last year means nothing. Both teams have some different players and a few different coaches. Now it's been a long off season. The Cougars are tired of scrimmaging against one another. They're ready to take on someone new, the Rams.
We're rocking and rolling right now. We got a good game plan in by Coach Buck. The receivers are in the O-line, look extremely good right now. So it's really all about putting together come game one. We got to start fast, finish fast.
It's very important to get a win and go 1-0 and start fast on the year, because then it just gets that confidence going. It gets the ball rolling. And not only that, you get to see the mistakes that you make and know, like, you know, we're going to get better off of that even though we won this and that.
Washington State and Colorado State kick off at 4 o'clock on Saturday. Now, not including the 2020 COVID season, this is the first time since 2018 that the Cougars will open the season on the road. And Spokane Arena is getting the ice ready. The Spokane Chiefs hockey team opens the season in less than a month. The team is holding its annual training camp this week. The camp features 84 players split into 4 teams. Number 1 U.S. pick Brody Gillespie and number 3 Western Hockey League prospect pick Mathis Preston are taking part in this year's training camp. Now, the players went through some fitness testing already and will play in a tournament-style setting throughout the weekend. Not all players in the camp are actually looking to make the team next season, though. There are athletes as young as 15 years old looking to make a good impression for a spot in the near future.
You know, if they're scorers, we want to see them score. If they defend, we need that. For us, you know, we want to see if they can pick up what we're putting down as well in some of the practices.
65% of the players here are 15-year-olds or 14-year-olds just turned 15. So everything that we saw in their own age group, we want to see how it translates at this level.
Training camp runs through Sunday at Spokane Arena, and now each of the games is free and open to the public. If you want to check it out, go to our website, kxoy.com. That'll wrap us up for sports.
Download the 4 News Now app today. At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
If your checking account isn't earning you money, it's time to switch to bonus checking from Numerica. The account that earns an incredible 2% annual percentage yield. That could earn you up to $500 every year or more.
This Labor Day weekend, the 1 cent tent event is on at Foothills Mazda. 1 cent down delivers any new or used vehicle, and 1 cent fills the tank with gas. Only at Foothills Mazda. Bad credit? Don't sweat it. All applications accepted. Check out the specials under the tent. Many vehicles under 20 grand. The 1 cent tent event. Today through Monday. And we're open Sunday for this special event. Foothills Mazda. Just east of Division on North Foothills Drive.
Buy more, save more during the 4-day Super Labor Day sale at Furniture Row. That's 4 amazing days to get $100 off every $1,000 you spend. With the largest selection at the lowest prices guaranteed, it's the perfect time to refresh your living room, dining room, bedroom, or fall into a new mattress. Check out special purchases and doorbusters while they last. Plus, 6 years, no interest financing. But hurry, the 4-day Super Labor Day sale at Furniture Row ends Monday.
It's a new spin on Dancing with the Stars.
Coming this fall to ABC, Disney Plus, and Hulu. See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
And here's a look at your planning forecast. Plan on some sunshine tomorrow after 3 kind of soggy days. No complaints. We need the rain, but wouldn't mind a little sunshine heading into the weekend.
Nice to get a little sunshine heading into the 3-day weekend.
Especially with football.
Yeah. Especially with football.
Yes.